Hello guys, MikuChibi here. Welcome back to our Sword Factor. And today we're going to talk about the newest banner, the legendary outfit selection order. So you can see this is a guaranteed banner. So every time you're spending 2,500 account gems or doing a multi, you're always guaranteed to at least one 4-star. You have a chance yet multiple 4-star, but that is if you're lucky. And for the 4-star, there are themed after unique costume from around the world, which you can see here. And some of the skill can be good, can be bad, can be really old, and can maybe be really useful. It really depends what we have. The duration of this banner is till the 10th of January, so you have roughly 3 to 4 weeks on you to decide if you want to pull this banner or not. If you're looking for any specific skill, it can be good. And the skill here, you can see there are some really good ones. Like I mentioned, this one, for example, is pretty good. UV, pretty nice. Chain skills as support. This Asuna, really nice connect skill for sure. So we have some good one, and then we have some decent, and then bad one, old one. And the drop rate is 0.125%, not bad, but if you're going to guarantee it should be much better. Yep, 3%. 3.125% chance to get the specific skill you're looking for, so pretty nice. And if you're wondering about the skill, there are about 32 skill reports in this banner, and if you're wondering how good they are, well, we're gonna take a look at it right now. And you might notice something different here. I'm using a non-U website because saoif data, they don't have really updated for too long, so I don't want to use it at the moment. So we're gonna rely on non-U website for now. And you might also notice some pretty old one because non-U website is extracting from the in-game. So this is a pretty old notice. And you can see here, this one for example, bonus more than regular increase in switch gain. Do not believe that, this is pretty old. Back in 2018, 2019, it was like that. We have bonus that give you extra switch gain. But once mod skill was released, they had removed this one, otherwise it will be pretty much broken. People will just play around the switch gain because switch gain is the king. So I just want to mention that. So the skills, we're gonna start with the first Sachi, beautiful dancer Sachi, pretty old skill, you don't really care about this one. The bonus is meh, 10% max HP, can be nice if you're playing around mod spear. Other than that, pretty bad skill. Aldrin Girl Koharu, you don't really care about this one, there are much better passes out there. It has a nice effect though, 22% Earth damage, it's nice, but we do have some passive that is similar, that is much better. For example, Earth Power Rise, you can use that if you want to. Next one, we have Enchanting Dancer Yuki. This one can be nice if you don't have a fire debuffer of this one. Fire element weak 4, a fire element damage to monster plus 25% for 10 seconds. It's not bad, can be really nice, especially in the dash fire content. Other than that, this burn status element apply a specific rate, which is pretty bad. So it is old, you can use it, but you don't need this one. Pure Dancer Sitka, same as Koharu, you don't really care about this one. We do have some passives that are much better than this one. And trying some Lifa, this can be really good for a van or a lower tier floor. It gives you a crit rate buff if you want to crit, and if you can crit, it can be nice. You need just 133k HP to have 1% crit rate. So you will always guarantee crit if you have that specific HP. If you have more than that, then you will have more crit rate, so it's not bad. Other than that, it's pretty much useless in endgame content where the boss has high crit resistance. So keep that in mind. And we have the beauty of Spring Alice. This one is pretty bad. I don't want to talk about it. It's pretty bad. You can see here 80 flat attack. No, thank you. All I'm using in Koharu, this one can be really nice, depends how you want to use it. Other than that, you don't really need this one. It has a really nice buff for Earth. Earth Dragon Demon 3, Earth Element damage 45% for 8 seconds, not bad. And then we have Petrified Resistance as well if you need that, but now we have Link Skill, maybe Link Skill is much better, who knows. And Afternoon Stroll Asuna, don't really care, pretty old, pretty useless. Tumultuous Chase Lifa, still don't know how to pronounce this one. It's a mod sword, and you know mod skill is pretty much useless, so I would say this one is pretty bad. Aim for your heart Asuna can be nice as a support skill because of the combination 4 if you need that. Switch time multiply 300% for 10 seconds can be not bad if you want to play around that. Other than that, it can be really nice mod fodder on Rapier. It has crit rate 300%, so that's pretty good. Then we have Master of the Quick Draw. Xenon is a pass skill that gives you defense if you have an attack buff. Can be really nice in a sword build. And the crit damage, if you can crit, it's nice. Other than that, it's pretty much useless, especially in the endgame content. And last one, we have skill to capture Koharu, a burst skill. I mean, the only thing I can say is pretty old and pretty useless because the new generation of the burst skill that got released this year and that will be also released in next year and next year over that, they will always be better. So this one, having power crit, pretty old, pretty useless bonus. Muhei, Seso, Yuki, this one is pretty nice spear support skill, especially if you're building a wind spear set. It has wind element damage increase 55% for 8 seconds, pretty good. And also wind element weak 4, wind damage to enemy 25% per 10 seconds, not bad. And also it's awakening, so really good. Dragon Cat Silka can be a nice dagger to use if you want to reduce enemy defense, but also increase the element on the enemy if you have that. Can be really nice if you don't have a connect skill that can increase the element on the enemy. Then we have Black Murder Alt Kirito. This is a decent passive. It can play around poison on yourself because you're getting 4% earth element damage, so gonna be really nice in the earth build, but also helps you to reduce the poison damage taking by -5%, so not bad. Tiny Kipao Koharu, you mostly want to use this one as a mod fodder because of the bonus. It gives you 800 flat attack against enemy with slash element, so enemy that weak to frost, and then crit damage 4%. So it's not a bad mod fodder if you can crit. Other than that, you don't really use mod if you have a Fault Burst and a Chain. If you don't have those two, I guess I have to use mod skill, I guess. Next one, we have Perfect Heat Protection Koharu. It's a Maze Full Burst. This is pretty nice for any blonde dark content. And if you let me break the skill, you are removing this sequence only to do dark blonde. It has a nice multiplier, but not the best bonus. The first one is pretty good. It gives you 100% attack against enemy with debuff status, which is, I know this one, Mark, Small Mark, Death Mark, Frost Erosion, pretty good. The second bonus is pretty bad because if you can't crit, the bonus is pretty most useless. And not only that, it has to be enemy when they are when they have been broken. So if the enemy is not broken and they have a high crit resistance, you won't be able to use this one. So it's pretty bad bonus. So I will say this full burst maze is decent. Light as Silk Argo, this is pretty nice passive, especially for the paralyze resistance. It gives you 7% paralyze resistance, pretty useful for squad jumper, any endgame content boss that does apply paralyze. So pretty nice, 7% is pretty good. And then you have paralyze 3, that gives you a flat air attack, pretty nice. And also some HP recovery, also very nice. Danger Wind AGL, this is an offensive connect axe skill. Not that many really like it because you prefer having support connect skill much better than this. So you don't really care about chain axe at most of the time. Cool all over Xenon. This is a bow mod. Good is strong, but you don't really care. If you have a full burst bow, it's much better to use that. Then we have another mod skill, Tea House Darling Yuki. It's a sword mod skill, slash and water. Pretty good, pretty strong, pretty good bonus as well. But we don't care about the mod skill because it's pretty useless. Incredible classic info Argo. This is a pretty nice pass skill, especially if you need a full burst passive. It can be nice if you want to activate another full burst. It gives you flat fire attack, and not only that, it is pretty useful in a water set. It gives you 4% water damage, pretty good. Next one, we have Sweeping Fantasy View Xenon. Is a full burst bow skill, Frozen Water, pretty strong as well. Has nice bonus, your own HP. The lower your own HP, the more time you receive. And if you can play around Frostbite, then you will deal even more water damage. So it's pretty good for any frost water content. So this is not bad, especially if you want to play around a bow build. Then we have Late Autumn Feasting AGL. This is an Axel axe skill that focuses on holy stacking. So if you're building an axe set that is focused on holy element, this can be very nice to get more holy element damage. Next one, we have Graceful Pass Kirito. Is a pass skill that focuses on bleeding. So if you have bleed on yourself, you're receiving 1000 power attack. That is pretty good if you can play around that. You can then replace your power 3 because this one gives you more flat attack. Not only that, you're also getting wind element damage, 40% if you have bleed on yourself. So this pass is pretty good for specific player that like this playstyle. We have Looking for Player Asuna. This is a pretty good connect rapier skill. Even though if you don't have a wind skill, that's fine. This effect is the best thing. really good, especially if you're playing around Mario area. Also not full burst, it has a high cool time, and having this one have a connect rapier skill that is reducing cooldown, you are able to use your MR once again, so this is pretty good. And then we have Fancy Footwork Xenon is a full burst bow skill that focuses on wind element. This one gonna be also really good, similar to the water one. Both of them are really good, so not bad. Then we have After Refined Game Sachi is let's see, is a chain spear skill that is pretty good for any wind spears. So pretty nice support skill, especially if you're playing around wind set. And for the last four, we have this one, a Welcome Smile Koharu. Pretty nice mace skill, full burst mace with high multiplier, as you can see, 5,700, pretty good, with pretty nice bonus, gives you attack, and also if you have 2 Elizabeth, it gives you more damage to enemy that weak to blood. And not only that, if you're playing around the ability, you're getting more element damage, so this one is pretty good, full burst mace. Then we have Yui, another spear chain. If you need a fire support skill, this one is definitely something you really want. Definitely Juju, gonna be really strong for any blunt holy content because it's axe and also has high multiplier with some really nice bonus, so this one is pretty good. And last one, we have Soaring of the Sky Together Xenon. Is a pass skill, gives you more skill power, 150, pretty good, and also gives us some HP recovery and also more switch gate if you don't have you in the set. So this is pretty good, especially if you can play around this one. So these four are really good. And that was all the skill. And now the question is this banner worth to summon on? Well, it really depends what you have or what you need, but have you seen any of the skills that we so far have reviewed? If you one of them, then go ahead and pull because it's worth. It's at least guaranteed to get a 4-star. Keep in mind, we are pretty close to Christmas and then we also have New Year. So they will release more banner that's pretty much coming soon. So my recommendation is wait a little bit. You'll see what other banner is coming. I mean, this banner has long duration. It lasts until the 10th of January. You have roughly 3 to 4 weeks to decide if you want to pull this banner or not. But for now, my recommendation, save your comments and wait a little bit just to see what other banner is coming. If the new banner is much better than this one, then I will recommend following that one. If the new banner is bad, then you can go ahead pulling this one if you want to, if you need any of the specific skill. If you're a new player, skip this banner, you don't care about it. If you're rerolling, there's nothing to reroll for. Other than that, if you're a player that like to collect some skill and you don't have any of the skill in this banner, then it's definitely worth to summon on. For me, will I summon on this one? I mean, there are some skills that I really want, but I don't really need it at the moment, so I will be skipping this banner and save my account for future banners. But that's me. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Take care now and bye bye.